we talking about?
The Super Bowl. I don't know how we got off from the Super Bowl, but see, you already cutting up, ma'am.
I can't help myself. I'm just looking at us because normally we're FaceTiming with bonnets. And I'm like, you look so pretty today.
I
And
know.
I'm
Oh,
like,
thank you.
without your bonnet, I'm like, I forgot you had it.
Yes, girl. Yes, and
But
it
we're
is
here for a
Thursday.
purpose. We are here for something. What
Hmm.
we here for? You tell them. Tell them.
Ladies first. Ladies first. Ooh, maybe we should do an adaptation of. Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I've said Miss P since high school. I've said it so long. And the hilarious part is I still use MISS, knowing good and well I'm
You're
a
married.
grown woman
You're
and
Mrs.
I
B,
got a
actually.
whole
Mrs.
man. And he be like, what?
It's for your branding purposes. We all
Yeah,
know
of
what
course.
we know you
Yeah.
married. So
That's
yeah, no.
true. My branding. So when I introduce myself to people, I think it's hilarious over the years that I'm like, oh, well, I'm grown, but I still do the MISS, but I can't change it. So, y'all, if you know me from Miss PTV, if you know me as Tara, either way, that's how it goes. So, hey, how y'all doing?
Hello, my name is Nicole, and welcome to Ladies First,
Later.
Culture, Sports, and Conversations, Episode 1.
I'm so excited that this is episode 1. This is so neat. I know y'all have probably noticed from the beginning of the episode us cackling because this is what we normally do. We're always talking about what's in the culture, what's going on music wise, sports, entertainment, all the things, and just chopping it up with just conversation. Everybody needs to hear this.
Absolutely. Just kind of take it like this is literally just like taking us into our FaceTimes that we do, right? Where we're just kicking it, having a drink, shooting the breeze, and just talking about everything under the sun. Like you said, music. We love our music, hip hop,
Yeah,
R&B.
right.
I love yapping about sports, and then, like I said, just everyday life conversations of health and mental health and exercising, relationship stuff, you name it. And so this is really just a fun kickback kind of way to just kind of get into, like I said, we just love hanging out with each other and
Yeah.
FaceTiming and how our friendship has grown over the past umpteen, couple
I was about
dozen.
to say,
I
don't
hate
you
to say
say
it.
it.
I hate to just say it.
What is it? What's the number?
20 plus years. 20 plus years of friendship through distance and everything in between. So just just kind of showcasing our friendship over the years, how we came together, and just like I said, just how we stay connected through
Yes.
all of that, and
Yes.
sports, culture, and conversations is how we do it.
Exactly. So I hope that you all enjoy this. We've been girlfriends for like umpteen years. Come on, girlfriends. I just heard girlfriends in my head.
My girlfriends. Come on,
My
Angie.
girlfriend. I can't go that
Every
low.
thick and thin.
Come on, Jaboo Boo. But
My Jaboo-boo-boo.
see, we go off on tangents all the time. Y'all just gonna have to get used to it. Okay? That's how it goes. But I was just thinking, like, I think it's amazing that we've been friends for this long. And if you're listening, I hope that you have good girlfriends in your life, good friends in your life that pour into you. And if you don't, you're a part of the friend group. Okay, friends?
Absolutely.
You a
Welcome.
part. Hey, friends, you a part of the friend group. Okay. So we're excited. This will be great. And girl, I want to know, like, what you sipping on? I know you got something over there. You always sipping on something.
You already know what time it is. So for me, I love, when I'm just kicking back and like I said, we're just having good conversation. It's
Mhm.
always about the wine, right? You can't
Let
go
me
wrong
put
with
my
some
glasses
wine.
over there.
And
Ooh, I know.
yes, so let me Dow. I'm
Ooh.
a red wine girly. I love a good California blend, and Dow is a Cabernet, and it's a nice
You
little cherry
fancy.
flavor. And so a little backstory of how I came to this brand. I
Yes.
was on a lunch break from work, and
Mhm.
I went across the street to this steakhouse and sat at the bar, and I go there pretty frequently, so the bartender knew
Yeah.
me, and I always kind of go there. I love their pasta and everything. And so
Mhm.
he was like, oh, Nicole, he was like, I know you love like the red wines and stuff. We just got this new one in. I want you to try it out. So he gave me a little sample. He showed me what it was, and I was like, ooh, I'm hooked. And he was like, pair it with that pasta, you're gonna love it. And I've been hooked ever since. So I've got me like a few hanging in my little my mini winery over here that I'm trying to do. But yeah, so I'm just kicking back with a little wine tonight. And I have a wine glass, but look, red solo.
Be
Look, you
for
can't
real.
go
Be
wrong with the
really
red
for real
solo.
though.
Taking it back to
How
like
often?
the college days and
That
stuff.
part, but be really for real. How often do you really just get your wine glass out
Right.
and do
Come
all
on
that? I don't. I mean, I'm using a mug. I'm using anything I can find for my wine. And sometimes I just take it to the head, kid. Like
now.
that's how I
I know
do it.
that's right.
I really do. I am having, well, I got to be mommy later. I'm not sipping on nothing tonight except for this recess. I keep seeing this, and it's one of those adaptogen type of drinks. And this has magnesium and adaptogen infused sparkling water. And
Mm.
it's strawberry rose. So it should be cute. Y'all know magnesium, that's good for the brain, keeps you alert, but it doesn't give you those jitters with coffee because I'm a do you like coffee?
I do, but I'm trying to wean myself off of it a little bit. And I don't know if this is any better, but like I'll do some energy drinks here and there. So I'll alternate between like the sugar-free Red Bull or like the white monster drinks are probably my go-to. So I kind of alternate because also the staining of coffee sometimes on the teeth.
That's true.
I try and limit it a little bit.
I agree. I energy drinks, they give me the jitters, and
Yeah.
coffee, I'm trying to do better with that, but I love it. But I
Hmm.
will do like green tea, things like that. That works. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this is. Let me do a first taste. Cheers. Cheers it up.
Cheers.
Clink, 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 clink. Mhm.
Ooh. Ooh.
It's strawberry and rose, like a rose.
Like a rose is still a
Yeah.
rose.
Come on, Aretha. Come on, Elise Neal. Do y'all remember that video? That was a good video. Q-Tip was, I mean, Dad at least through the ringer, child. Woo. Mm-mm.
But no, for real. So you taste like the flowery, like
I'm
what you would,
getting like a rose petal. It's
and it blends well together.
with the strawberry, like the strawberry. Okay, how would I do this? I'm thinking of like the nose of wine, but
Hmm.
for real, like you're getting the strawberry notes, and then the rose
Hmm.
comes in, but then the strawberry like pretty much takes it over. It's like, hold up, because the rose can be too much, but then the
Yeah.
strawberry is like, no, like a fresh strawberry. That's what it is. It's not artificial or nothing. It's like a fresh. It's cute. It's
Okay.
cute.
I
I
will
like.
definitely have to check that out at the stores out here. Where did you find it? What store did you find that at?
I saw this at Fresh Market.
Okay. So
But
just
you can
like
get I've seen it at Sprouts. I've seen
okay.
it, no, I can't say I've seen it at Walgreens or anywhere like that, but probably like grocery stores, they would have
Okay.
it, I would think.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
will.
and some of these adaptogen drinks that I've tried have like an
Mhm.
aftertaste or it's just too much. This one is not.
Well, all right. So now that we got our libations going, let's kick off the conversation, girl. So obviously, at the time of this recording, we just had the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm a big Yapper football fan, but also the Bonito Bowl at halftime.
Give
And
Benito his
girl, so what is
flowers.
your all right? So let's talk about the game. Like, do you follow football a little bit at all?
Now the funny thing, Nicole knows this as good as anybody. I'll talk sports with her, but I'll be like, "That's yeah. Mhm. Yes, honey.
She
That's
just
it."
gasses me up.
But the football part, we can talk about basketball all day. Football, I like tune out. But since I
Mm,
got married, my husband loves, eat, breathe, sleeps football. So I at
mm,
least know what's going on. You be proud of
okay.
me. And I watched it, but wasn't nobody on the Patriot side scoring.
No.
I went and got me some chips. I went to the store. I came back. Wasn't nothing going on. I said, you know what? This is very one-sided. I can't. So I was literally tuned out. I really thought it was going to be a blowout. They were even saying it. They were like, this is the first time that the
Yes.
opposing team hasn't scored. I was like, what? Is this really going to happen? It was
Mhm.
it was too much. It was too much. But I love the Seahawks little jersey colors, and half of their
Mhm.
squad is cuter than the other side. So that's why I was like, I want them to win.
Not the eye candy. I'm going for
The eye
yay.
candy for me.
I
That's
love
what
it.
I watch.
I agree, though. I mean, the game itself was a snooze fest, as a football fan and also as a Patriots hater. So my team is the Denver Broncos,
That
and
part.
for though, if you know, you know, my Broncos. We made it to the AFC Championship. Heartbreaking. Our starting quarterback broke his ankle on the last play of the previous game after we won, and we didn't realize it until after the fact. And so as we're celebrating, like, yeah, we're moving on to the conference championship, then we get the news that he's out for the rest of the thing. So in comes our QB2, which I love Jarrett Stidham, don't get me wrong, we had all the faith, but then this big old snowstorm came in the second half, and it was, yeah, I mean, it just became a field goal fest, and yeah, we just narrowly missed out on the Super Bowl. So I was still salty from that, and I was rooting for the Seahawks to whoop that trick. But and so yes, I was very pleased with the outcome. I thought it should have been worse. But again, like, I wanted a shutout. I wanted them to not score anything. But again, I was proud of the outcome. Thank you, Seahawks.
Yeah.
America loves you. And but yeah, let's talk about this halftime show. All right, Bad Bunny. Now I can admit, like, I couldn't even name a Bad Bunny song. Like, I don't really listen to the radio that much. Again, I love my 90s, 2000s hip hop, R&B. I stay in the past with my playlist and what I listen to. I mean,
Yeah.
I might listen to, a few artists here and there today,
Mhm.
but I couldn't name not one Bad Bunny song. Yet he won Album of the Year at the Grammys just like a week ago, right? So I'm like,
Honestly,
okay, so this
what
is
song
something.
was it?
Yeah,
I
right. I couldn't tell you. Everything was in Spanish, which, kudos and everything. I don't know, maybe I missed it. Did they have subtitles or captions in English? I
now
wish they would
I
have.
some people were saying that they did. From my
Maybe they
standpoint,
turned it
I
on. Okay.
didn't see it.
I didn't see anything, so I
And
couldn't
I
follow
mean, he
along.
had it big, and I
Yeah.
didn't see nothing. I mean,
Maybe
I
we
was
would have had to
fine.
turn on captions and turn it to English or
Maybe.
something.
I
But that's
think
too much work if
so.
I have to do
But
that.
I was like, why do I don't so I was like, but I wasn't one of those that was complaining. You know how there
No,
was
I
so
was
many
vibing. The
people.
the beat was hitting though. Like,
It was
you
not.
jamming.
It
Yeah.
was knocking, but there were so
Yeah.
many people who were just anti. And you know how
Yeah.
people just have things to say. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just raised like, if you don't like something, just turn. Like, that's
Yeah.
how I was raised. Like, you don't have to go on a whole diatribe about
Mhm.
why they should have the captions on. It's like, just
Mhm.
listen to it and hush. But people are gonna have like an opinion no matter what. And I totally understand. I get it. But overall, I thought it was a really good show. I was very entertained. I was thoroughly
Yes.
entertained. And I felt like I was at the block party. I was like, oh, where's my margarita? I'm here for it. I love it. It was great.
Exactly. No, in fact, I was drinking some tequila, and like, I was mixing that with a little juice and a little, just a little something extra. But yes, no, it was great. Like, the beat was awesome.
Mhm.
Um and like, certain songs I recognized the beat, and I was like, "Oh, he did this song." Like, okay, I never knew.
Exactly. It was
And
like
so it was,
2 of them that I was
yeah.
like, "Oh." I
Now
said, "Oh
remember,
my
he
god."
teased the Daddy Yankee song, and I was like, "Oh, if he brought out Daddy Yankee now, I would
Daddy
have."
Yankee was
Girl,
coming
that
out.
now that's our Puerto Rican poppy, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
thought
our.
Pitbull was coming out on a couple of them,
Yes,
but they were
yes.
like, "No," and I was like, "Oh," but if he'd have brought out Daddy Yankee did do an interview, and he was like, "I'm not in that type of
I
season." But
know,
thank
everybody.
you.
He's a pastor now, Lord.
He's a pastor?
That's what they said. That's why he don't
Well,
perform no more.
hallelujah.
He
My God. What
said
is
that
his
gasolina. He had to put that gasolina up now.
what's his pastor name?
I
Pastor
I don't.
Yankee?
Pastor Daddy, not Daddy Yankee, but Pastor
Daddy?
Yankee. Daddy, Pastor
I did
Daddy.
not know that he was of the cloth.
That's what
But
I heard. Yeah,
no
yeah.
wonder he was like, "I'll pass," because I was like, "What else he got to do?" I
Preach.
mean,
Oh, it was Sunday too. He probably wasn't even watching the game. He did not. He was like, I am at church.
yeah,
Hallelujah.
my thing is, I get it when people, become ministers, and things like that, and it's
Mhm.
like, like Montel Jordan.
Oh yeah. Dang, I
Still
forgot
sing,
about
didn't he still sing "This Is How We Do It"? Does
and
he
Let's
still sing "Let's
Ride, and
Ride"?
what are some of the, yeah, exactly.
Get it on tonight.
Yep.
Does he still sing those? Anyway, I'm getting off
Mhm.
subject. Okay, let's get back to the Bonito Bowl. I thought it was
Okay.
great. Y'all's president, I try not to make it political. but y'all's president didn't like it.
They had their own halftime. Remember, they had the Kid Rock.
I said, well, you watch that Turning Point mess. How about that? That's what you should do. Just go over there and watch it. But that's right. Nobody was watching it.
Party made an appearance. Gaga made an appearance.
I was like, is she Puerto Rican?
Yes, she is an honorary.
She's an honorary Puerto Rican.
She's an honorary.
Alba was in there. She was doing her honey moves. She wasn't giving me enough honey, though. I needed her to do the whole.
You said from honey? Honey dance?
Just doing it like just a little bit. I needed her.
Yeah. Right. Do the whole
routine.
Like what Misty said. What is this? Love that movie though.
Baby, I'm good. That black song, that is still a bop. Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, that movie was good. It was you know what I watched the other night? You Got Served on YouTube. I sure did. I watched You Got Served on YouTube.
Interesting. Now, looking at it now versus, back then when it was all the rage, what were your thoughts? I mean, the acting was poor.
Yes. Woo, I was shivering. I said, this is a Christopher Stokes production. I should have known.
You could tell.
The acting was terrible. I said, woo. But they still did it for Lil Saint. And that's what I appreciate. I
always think if heaven was a mile away.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, these dudes, these dudes were literally drunk. Like, they were drug carriers. That's why was that the baseline of all these BET movies?
Y'all couldn't wash cars or cut grass. Y'all had to resort to drugs.
In the storyline, when I was a young child, I was thinking, oh my God. Now that I'm an adult, I said, good and damn well you could have worked at Blockbuster to make that money.
Was Blockbuster still then in 2002? Okay.
You could have worked anywhere to get the money so that you all could dance.
To dance.
I said, this is too much.
And it wasn't like the Wade Robinson, or who was the white dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, y'all are intimidated by them?
By them?
I said, oh my God. Then Lil' Kim came out of nowhere.
Let's turn this mother out. Let's do this.
Johnson Family Vacation. It made me want to watch that. I was like, this is too much. Which brings me to the Michael Jackson movie.
I saw the commercial for that.
I have to get me a jacket. I have to be prepared.
Okay? You really going to see this? You're going to support this?
I want to see Jafar. I want to see Nia Long. I want to see this.
You want to see this?
Yes. Even though the Jackson's an American dream, there's never.
That's what I'm like. And I don't know. I think maybe I'm scarred from Flex's version of Michael. And so that's why I'm like, I can't take another Michael. Don't bring that with the baby powder for makeup.
Terrible. Why did Flex say okay?
The money must have been, look, they threw the bag.
Were they together then? I'd have said, if I was Shanice, I'd have said, babe, don't you do that shit.
They were together at that point.
Shanice, yes. I'm blaming you.
For allowing him. Look, get a bag. She said, get that bag, baby.
She said, by whatever means, if they're going to give it to you, give it to you.
This was before one-on-one, right? I'm surprised he still got the role for one-on-one after that.
I just said, no.
Sir.
But yes, I do want to see it, just to be nosy. I want to see it. But nothing's going to ever top the Jacksons and American Dream.
Agreed. But it does cut off at a certain, because that was in the early 90s. So obviously you missed it. So this does, it'll take it through, I guess, Michael's death and all that. And
if I've watched every Whitney movie that they've put out.
You're right. I have.
I can go see the Michael one. I even went in the theater when they did the one right after her death.
Yeah.
I went to see it. Me and my mom went to go see it because I'm a diehard. Whitney should still be here.
She should.
Michael.
Yes.
Yeah. Girl, what was we talking about?
The Super Bowl. I don't know how we got off from the Super Bowl, but I guess let's to pivot back into sports a little bit. There is something else coming up. Again, with me out in Southern California, NBA All-Star Weekend is happening out here, and it's Valentine's weekend. But it should be one thing that, and why I'm wearing my HBCU educated,
I
because
love it.
I did go to an HBCU, Aggie Pride.
Mhm.
Um, but but because they're actually my alma mater, the men's team they're playing in, I don't know if this is the inaugural or just whatever, but they're doing an HBCU game that the
Yes.
NBA is hosting, and
Oh,
A&T is playing Hampton, I believe. So I have tickets to
ooh,
that.
that's
That's Friday
big.
night at the Kia Forum. So
That is
going to
big.
rep my alma mater, and then yeah, just a lot of the festivities.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna be out. Stars are gonna be out. Parties are gonna be lit, and then
Yeah.
Sunday's the big game. So it's kind of cool. So I mean, it's so weird living in LA.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I don't. I'm not like looking for celebrities, but they're out and about. But I'm between work and what I got going on and stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not like running into folks like that. But it's so weird how, like, it's just like, oh, another normal thing in the city. Like it's a big deal, but for us, it's just like, it's just another everyday
It's
thing. Like
just a
Grammys, it was just another everyday kind of thing for us, to just see
yeah.
folks gathering and celebrities hanging out and stuff. So, but yeah, everybody, it's gonna be an influx, which means traffic is gonna be worse than what it normally is, and that I'm gonna be annoyed with. Because
Exactly.
traffic is already to get from here to down the street is 30 minutes. So now couple that with more people coming in, it's gonna be a shit show. So that I'm not prepared
Exactly.
for, but I am prepared for some of the fun activities and stuff they're
Yeah.
gonna do. So
That should be
looking forward to
awesome.
it.
Wait,
Yeah.
aren't you on Substack?
I am on Substack, yes. So I
Okay.
do some
Mhm.
sports writing for women's basketball collegiately and for the WNBA teams. And so,
Yay.
yes, this is my first season doing it. And yeah, so I'll, put the link below.
Yes.
And guys, follow me, check out some of my stuff. I will be
Yes.
traveling to some of the tournament games because I cover UCLA women's
Mhm.
basketball. So I'll be traveling hopefully to the Big Ten championship,
Mhm.
maybe to the regionals, and then the Final Four is in Phoenix. So I'm going to try and head out there and do some media
Yeah.
out there. If there's a WNBA season, because right now this CBA negotiation stuff is at a standstill, and that's a story for another time. But if there's
Yeah.
a W season, which I think there will be, it may not start on time in May, but I think there will be a season. So I'll be covering that. I cover the Sparks and the Minnesota Lynx. So yeah.
That's so exciting. I'm so proud of
Wow.
her. So, y'all, please make sure to support her on her Substack and everything that she's doing. We're going to put all the information in the powers that be, wherever this will be, everywhere.
For
And
sure.
then I know eventually we're definitely going to have a website so that we can publish all of these various resources that we're going to be talking about, the different things that we talk about within the episode, such as
Mhm.
drinks, all types of things,
Mhm.
as well as what is going on, because we are in two different places, but we travel often. So
Mhm.
we're going to definitely post different events that are happening, various resources, coins that are available, jobs that are available, because you never know. Everybody is just moving and grooving, and there's so many opportunities that we come upon every single day. And I love to share them, and Nicole loves to do that as well. So we will
Mhm.
definitely be doing that in the future. So, like I said, always check the more description of wherever you see these videos, whether it's long form, short form. Just make sure that you stay informed. Okay.
Ooh, I like.
Hot.
Yes,
And I
yes.
just came up with that off the top of the dome.
Off
But
the dome. I know that's
yeah,
right.
long form, short form. Stay informed.
Stay informed.
No matter what
However.
you're watching, like for real, we consume so much information
Mhm.
every single day. Everybody, complains about the algorithm and
Mhm.
oh my God, and I'm not in. You're the algorithm, honey. So it's
Ooh.
up to you
Mhm.
to change. Okay. So if you don't like what you see in your feed,
Mhm.
change your feed. What are you feeding it? Okay. If you're
Ooh,
watching a bunch of
yes.
bullshit, it's gonna be bullshit. Okay. So if
Thanks.
you want to see educational topics, you want to
Mhm.
get a job, you want to make
Mhm.
some money,
Mhm.
that's what you need to be looking at. And then your feed will change. So please, everybody out there, that's something else that you're not going to see us do. We don't complain a lot. We're definitely ones that are going to move forward and do something about it. You're never going to hear us just, this isn't a podcast for you to watch. Okay. Mm-mm.
Thanks.
We don't do that. We're all about progression and adding value. So hopefully you all do the same thing. I'm so excited for you and your journey. I hope the WNBA season comes back so I can see you all over the place.
Yes, ma'am. And then we got to travel to some games. We got to do some vlogging, some road trips. We got to do some road trips.
Thank you.
We got some stuff in store, y'all. So this is
We
gonna
used to
be
do that.
enjoy the journey. Just like I said, this is true friendship, man. Like this is what we do. Besides just hanging. But this is it. So obviously, besides us just like, FaceTiming and talking with each other, we do like link up if I
Yeah.
don't, me coming home for the
Mhm.
holidays, or like I said, if we, mind you, they don't know. So fun fact about us, our birthdays are 5 days apart.
Yeah.
So I remember we celebrated that one year together in college and stuff. And we'll talk about that a little bit
Yeah.
when we kind of go down our story. But
Right.
yeah, like we love to travel as well, and so we'll be doing a little bit of that this year. So you guys, we'll take you along of just like I said through our friendship journey, man. That's it.
Speaking
So,
of,
mm-hmm.
you just set it off. Oh, set it off. Lord have mercy.
How's
Woo.
it
Guys,
gonna be? Cause I can't pretend. Don't you wanna be?
Mackay Pfeiffer, the leading man in all of these 90s videos. He was in The Boy Is Mine. What's it gonna be?
Lorenz, Omar Epps was in every damn movie.
Lorenz is still fine.
Yes.
He is not aged. I don't know what he's taking, what type of sinner's juice he's drinking, but he's not aged.
He looks great.
I was saying set it off. Y'all, we do this all the time. We have notes and we're not looking.
We're not following them. We're so unserious. But this is the beauty of it, because this really is us. This is us.
At all times. This is us. Oh my God. Did you watch This Is Us?
I've watched a few episodes, but I haven't. Yeah, I've seen a bit of it. I remember when that used to be the thing. Like that was the
Honey.
series. Everybody was talking about that.
This Is Us and Grey's Anatomy had me in a chokehold. Okay.
Yes, Grey's. Now I was a big Grey's Anatomy fan. I did
talk
follow
about
that.
Grey's a lot.
Okay, yes.
We did.
Until Meredith left, and I'm like, well, there's no Grey for Grey's Anatomy. Like it didn't make.
No,
And
when
yet it's still going.
Meredith had COVID.
Yes.
Yeah, died.
Yeah.
He died.
Yes.
He died. Okay.
Yeah.
Then she came back after she saw everybody. She saw Derek. She saw everybody. And I said, wait a minute. It was a drama, but it
Right.
was they were stretching for all it was worth.
They were stretching a lot
And
of
it
stuff.
was like, look at here now. We can't have another star die.
I stopped watching a few years ago. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't.
I know they're on
Is it still
season
going on?
800.
Is it still going on?
I think they're on season 822.
But you don't hear about it as often. I remember TGIT, the Thursday night. Yes, girl. Oh, we was sacked.
That was a time.
That was a time. That era was it.
And
Yes,
you
I
had to
missed
watch
that.
TV. There was no like
Yeah.
streaming. Like, what was that? Like,
Right.
we had it just a little bit where you had
Mhm.
Hulu, but they weren't putting
Mhm.
out the new shows. It was like
Yeah.
old stuff. You know, I used to work at Best Buy eons ago. And you remember
Mhm.
Tuesdays were the day when
Yes.
everything would release. Where now you don't
Mhm.
know when artists are releasing something. You like, so and so. I've been waiting to know when Jill Scott's album comes out. I'm like, when has it come out already?
I don't think so. I think it's March.
See,
Spring,
we don't
summer.
know.
Spring,
Spring, summer.
spring, summer.
Spring, summer?
Sometime.
I don't know.
I know Brent is coming out. Brent Fayez.
Okay. Brent
Like
Fayez, yeah.
I'm waiting for that. I'm excited for that. I like some of his latest stuff that he's been dropping,
Okay.
like teasing it. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, Jill, you're right. I need to look that up when it's coming out.
But that's the thing we used to know. We don't know.
Yes. Yes,
We
when
don't
people used to
imagine.
stand in line and you actually buy physical copies of CDs.
And the artist signs it. Like
They signed it. You had the booklet with the lyrics in there, and they had the photo shoot, and you like, oh, you clip it out and like pin it in your locker.
Yeah, y'all remember lockers where you actually put things up? I teach every day, and I haven't seen nothing on no kid's locker. There's nothing in the inside but just a book bag. I said,
We don't have, we used to have Word Up magazine.
Word Up.
We Teen Beat. Like we used to have those, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. But we used to have where you had like the little pinup little posters. Girl, my locker,
Word
I'll
Up
never
was
forget.
everything.
I'll never
Word Up.
forget. I had B5 in my locker. I had Pharrell. I
You
had
love
50
B5.
Cent. I had Eminem.
Y'all,
Girl,
wait a second. The way this woman stand for 50
Yes.
Cent, for Curtis,
I did. The
you couldn't tell
Massacre.
her nothing
That was
about
my
Curtis. When Massacre came out,
girl.
you
Candy
couldn't
shop.
tell her nothing about 50
Nothing.
Cent. Like
I
that was
love
her man, 100 grand.
Yes.
She loved her some 50 Cent. Like
I'm like,
do you still
Sierra,
love
I
Curtis?
can't leave him alone.
Yeah, that's a bop though. That is a bop.
But the dope boy turned me on. I feel you, Sierra. The good girls got to get down with the gangsters, like Beyonce said.
Down with the gangsters.
You need to stop playing around with all the clowns and the wanksters. And girls got to get down with the gangsters. I love me some Slim Thug too. I love his voice.
I
I
do
love his
enjoy
voice.
some Slim Thugger. I
So
do
good. Oh,
enjoy
I love
Slim
his voice so much.
Mhm. When he was
But
on that
yes.
check on it, and then the boss. Remember that boss?
Yes.
I
Yes.
get it, Latoya. I understand.
Right. Latoya, I get it, girl.
I
I
get
get
it,
it.
Latoya.
I get
I
it. Because
understand.
that era, he was,
But now
yes.
that he's grown, we talked about this the other night. You just wish these artists would shut the hell up. I don't
Yes.
want to know what you think personally. Because now Slim Thug, I'm like, child, I don't want to hear a damn thing you got to say.
Yeah, I think I had to really like unfollow him from stuff with like the whole Megan the Stallion
Yeah.
stuff and like the misogyny that was going on during
Very
that
much
time with
so.
the whole Tory Lanes. And yeah, that was, I had to stop following a few of those
Yeah.
male rappers and stuff because they were siding with Tory and all that. Nah,
It
we
was
don't do
like,
that
are
over here,
you
partner.
serious?
Are
Even
you
if
serious right now?
it
Yeah.
didn't make sense. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Even with T.I., I used to love me some T.I.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, that was my man. If 50
You
Cent
did
was the
love you some
cold man,
T&I.
I love me some Tip. Okay?
Yes. Tip.
Yeah. But Tip. Fast forward to now. Sometimes I'm like, what are you doing, sir? When he cut the dreads off or whatever those were, I was excited.
Yes, now he's back to with the
Okay,
hat
Tip back.
tilted.
He
Yes,
back. He know
that
what it is.
ASAP. Yes,
He know
trap
what it is.
music.
The king,
Mm-hmm.
homie. He know what it
Mm-hmm.
is. But I'm like, just shush. Just do the music and
Mm-hmm.
shush. You don't have to say nothing else. Just
Girl,
hush.
remember when he tried to moonlight as a comedian? So I'll never forget. So again, living out here in California, I went to on
Rich.
Sundays at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood, they do
Okay.
what's called chocolate Sundays,
Mhm.
and they have like majority like African American black comedians and stuff.
Yeah.
Some that some that are kind of up and coming, and then they have like the first one is like newer, like people's trying to get their foot in the door and like their first appearance at a comedy show and all that. So it's really cool. Like I kind of like the format. Tell
Yeah.
me why Tip did a random appearance and got up on stage and started doing his jokes, and we was all like, are you gonna perform?" Like, I please.
Boo.
Boo! Like tomato, tomato. I mean, we were really like, sir, unless you're gonna perform some songs, please get off this stage trying to make us kiki.
We
Like
don't
that
know
was
you
just,
if
I
you're not
caught secondhand
performing.
embarrassment. I was not feeling it, but it was so random because he was just walked right past us. We're like, is that Tip? Like what? Like it was so. But
Oh.
yes, girl, that I'm glad that comedy era kind of
And
died.
granted, we are in a climate where people think you can do whatever you like. Yeah.
I like that segment.
But
Segue.
you
Yes.
can't.
No.
Just stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're
That you're
used
used to,
to.
sir. Yes. Yeah.
Just stop. You gotta stick to what you're good at. Which brings us to friendship as well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the friendships that are working, stick to it. Okay. We have titled this episode "What About Your Friends?" because we do want to go back down memory.
If I wasn't still sipping my wine, I was gonna beat you to it. I was gonna say it, but I still had the wine in my mouth.
I felt it in your spirit, and I said she wants to do that.
You knew I wanted to.
I knew you wanted to do it, but we have to go
Back down memory lane. Thank you.
welcome. I knew you wanted to do it. We have to do that to hit on our relationship over the years because, yes, it has been 20 plus years. And we're not the same as we were when we were 14, 15 years old. But at the same time, certain things don't change, such as the laughter, the jokes, the inside jokes.
The inside jokes. That's
It's
exactly what
rare
it
that I
is.
can say one thing. It's just one. Okay, A. Marie. My God. I can do that. See? I can do that. And she's gonna pick up on it, take it somewhere else. She can do the same thing. It can be a movie, it can be anything. And we've been doing this for years. It was freshman year of high school, right?
It was. So I grew up military brat.
That's
So
right.
my father was Air Force and stuff. So I moved around throughout my childhood
Mhm.
until right before starting high school. We stumbled upon the school that we ended up meeting at, and which is like a school of arts, but like not it's a school. They call it a school of choice, but it's
Right.
essentially like school of arts because it didn't have choice. I think of Tina.
I know to see
When I think of school of arts, what freshman orientation, literally that.
Mhm.
Um, our school, so just kind of a preface, it's a smaller school, so there
Yeah.
wasn't a ton of. I think there was like 350 total between the four grade 9 through 12, and
Yeah.
then I remember our senior class. There was only like 65 of us, period.
Mhm.
So as you could tell, there black folks were few and far in between, and so
Correct.
we all were looking for each
Right.
other, and we all just kind of naturally gravitated towards each
We
other.
did. That's very
And
true.
that's how. So what was from your perspective of everything?
Yeah, I felt the same way. I remember I had a few friends that came to the high school, and you look for them, but you're right. At the same time, you're looking for your tribe. You're looking for who
Mhm,
looks like you,
mhm,
which is important. Representation is very important.
mhm,
But we were, if we can be 100% honest, we were at a predominantly white school at that time.
mhm,
I know since the culture has changed, but at that time it was predominantly white. So
mhm,
I know I am very, very pro what looks like me. So
mhm,
finding my tribe, it wasn't that difficult because we were all trying to find the same thing, which
yeah,
was a reflection of ourselves.
mhm.
And that happened, I mean, all through high school. We were all, together, which
We
was
really did stay together.
we did
People came and dropped off, and
sure.
maybe transferred out, but we all did kind of our main clique of folks. We did kind of stick together.
Yeah, we were real
Um,
clicked up for sure.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Tight
and
like glue.
tight like we are living as
Hey.
singles. But yeah, so that's freshman year. Like I said, we
Mhm.
found each other
Yeah.
as well as like a few other folks that we still
Mhm.
kind of keep in touch with today.
Yeah.
And so then fast forward to sophomore year.
Mhm.
And a show that came out that I don't know why. We were just asking the other day, like, yo, what was it
Word.
about this show
Yes.
that we were just like up in, whatever. And so that show is Are You the Girl?
Mhm.
So if y'all remember, if back in, I
Yeah.
think it was 2005,
Yeah.
TLC, because you remember, so RIP Left Eye, she passed in
Yeah.
2002. And so
Mhm.
obviously TLC took that time to grieve, and they just kind of fell off after the 3D. Like they didn't even promote it like they normally, because
That's
right, you're
true.
grieving, right?
Yeah.
So this was like their first like like after Left Eye type thing, and them like coming out and them doing T-Boz and Chili doing this like we're gonna travel and we're gonna do like the singing competition and for the right for a fan or somebody to perform on stage with us. And so I don't know what it was because I think we didn't have a lot of singing shows back then, like because
Right. It
we
was
had
just like Idol, and some things that
Idol.
hadn't even
Yep,
come
like you're
out.
making the bands and stuff here and there,
Yeah,
but
making the
oh, but
band.
there really wasn't a lot of those shows like you see, like your what is it, The Voice
Yeah.
or freaking even the Mass Singer, and like there wasn't those type of thing, and especially somebody that like I said, they're traveling across the country into different areas
Yeah.
and just doing like mini competitions and then inviting those folks. So it's just yeah, it was
Yeah,
unique
the
for its
girls and the
time, and then
balls. It was like
yeah,
a Making the Band, The Voice, American Idol
yeah.
crossover. They walked so these shows could run.
Basically, yeah, it was
And I'm
really,
like,
and I think
whoa, that's a
everybody
lot.
that show just had us in a chokehold, and that is what really, I think that's what really for you and I like
Yeah.
really got close on that. We would yap about that in our civics class all the time. And so I credit T-Boss and Chili, we love you. Like we
Yes,
credit them for like really forming this best friendship that we
that's
have
true.
continued on today. So that's why
Mhm.
it's just symbolic that our first episode is a TLC song because that is what brought us together. And
Yeah.
what about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like we
will
stood
you?
our ground all these years. And I think that is
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's so symbolic of our friendship and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I think it's hilarious that just one show, and it can always be just one thing
That's it.
that keeps you, together, and it's nostalgic. When we talk
Mhm,
about it, we go back down memory lane a lot, just with
mhm,
high school and how things have changed.
mhm,
And even now, just as women, being professional women, just with the ebb and flow of life as well.
mhm,
Even when you look at groups such as TLC, you look at
mhm,
them and you're like, whoa, they've been through like a lot of things together. They don't even live in the same place, yet
mhm,
they have a job to do. But over the years, you
mhm,
form a relationship and you form a bond,
mhm,
and it can't be broken. I mean, it can if that's what
mhm,
you want to happen. But
mhm,
yeah, so that was sophomore year, which I thought was hilarious. Junior and
mhm.
senior year, I kind of put those together a little bit
Yeah,
because they were such crucial years.
they
But
were.
we knew, during that time that, we would all go our different ways, but it didn't feel like it was over. Cheetah
Mhm.
Girls.
It's over. Why was Cheetah Girls? Please don't let it be over.
Cheetah Girls 2. I don't care what nobody say.
That
Cheetah
was
Girls
it. I
2,
will watch that today at my
baby.
grown
Cheetah
ass
Girls
age.
2.
I love
Don't
it. I
don't
love it.
sleep on Cheetah Girls.
You
Cheetah Girls
gotta
is like,
strut like you mean
I
it.
mean, free your
Free
mind. They
your
was in Washington.
mind is not enough just to
They
dream
was,
it. I know.
honey, Raven had them boots in the
She was,
cobblestones of Barcelona.
yes.
Honey, you don't want to see that.
Amigas, cheetahs, friends for
That
life.
was prime Lynn
The rhythm
Whitfield,
in each
okay?
other. Yes.
Baby, don't sleep on Lynn Whitfield. She'll always play somebody bougie and wealthy. I'm here for it. I
Yes.
love it. But
Yes.
yeah, I do know during that time we knew, we were gonna go our different ways, but we were all still really close, like, which
Hmm.
was great, very supportive of one another. We all knew each other's mama. Like, people
Yes.
don't do that now. Kids nowadays, you don't know who their mama is. Like, I
Mm-mm.
don't see that where you had to. I remember we didn't have cell phones back then.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So if you had to call your friend,
Yes.
we'd talk all the time after school.
We did. We did.
And their mama's gonna pick up the phone. Miss Jackson gonna pick
Hmm.
up that phone. Okay.
Yeah.
And you have to go, hey, you gotta have a whole conversation with their mama. Okay.
Yes. Before they hand the phone off.
And
Hmm.
then you can say, can I talk now? Or they say, I know you want to talk to Nicole, so let me give her the phone. And that's
Hmm.
it. You know everybody, daddy.
Yep.
Everybody, daddy, what nasty and gross. You go to everybody's house. Like,
Yeah.
that's just how it was. So
Yep.
I think about that too. It's like that over time doesn't change either, and that really
Mm-mm.
sets the tone of your character, and who you are.
Thing that I was also thinking about of why, or at least for me, like why I really gravitated in art that friendship with you was,
Uh-huh.
so I don't know, people probably don't know. So like if you're an only child, right?
I am. Hmm.
And so I have siblings, but they're brothers, right? So I don't have any sisters.
Hmm.
So I didn't have anybody to have that girls are talking, the girls are talking. No, that girl I knew you'd like that. So I didn't have nobody to have that girl talk with. So I think that's another. So I consider you my sister. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, that's why our families, my parents consider you like another daughter, your
Yeah.
parents and all that. So
Yeah.
I think that's another level of our friendship as
That's
well.
so stupid.
Girls are talking, girls are, you like that segue. You know that was smooth
That was
transition.
fire. That was
Yes.
smooth. That was good. I liked how you did that. I didn't
This
have
tea
a
is good.
problem
Yes.
where
Yes.
somebody else
Right.
would be like, I hate that fucking school.
Right. Like we were so like because you were student body president,
I was, yeah.
which was cool. I was on the yearbook staff. I loved it. I
Baby,
actually
she
so
got all the
if
treats.
you look in our senior yearbook, the senior section, all
Yeah.
the like collages and stuff, I did those layouts and everything. So I was proud of my work. Um
Exactly. Yeah.
but yeah, man, like senior year was pretty chill. Spirit Week. I remember all of us, me, you, and which we call it, dressed
We
up
were
as TLC, and I was left eye with the girl. That was so fun, man. Like we gotta find those pictures and
it
post that.
was powder puff,
Powder
just
puff.
being extra. And it was fun. Prom, all the things. It was just a
Mhm.
good time. I
It
remember
was.
that. It was just good times, very good times. Even us going through, the college years, staying in
Mhm.
contact, coming home, everybody coming home, seeing
Right, winter
everybody.
break and stuff. Right, because I mean, our
Summer.
colleges were both in state, but yeah, I mean,
Right.
obviously, you're still in separate cities and stuff. So yeah, when we
Yeah.
came home for the holidays, we would all link up, go out.
Once we graduated from college, there was a stint where we were all home.
Yes,
And that's when we like hung out even more after
yeah,
if that was even possible. I
I know.
mean, it's like we
For
were
real.
always at each other's houses, just hanging out,
Yeah.
going places. And that was so much fun. I remember those years and it was like you didn't have a care in the world. There was no care
Mm-mm.
to have. Bills,
Mm-hmm.
what? What were bills? What was
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah.
It was great. It was just a good time. And then, fast forward with life happenings and all types of things. And I know we'll get into all that type of stuff in future episodes. But we've stood the test of time. It's been a
We
long
have. Should have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two. But no, you're right. And I think even so I ended up going back to grad school
time.
at A&T, and then 2016, the end of 2016, I
Hmm.
ended up getting the like paid internship out in Kansas City. So I
Right.
moved to Missouri,
Uh-huh.
and that was kind of our first like distance that, right,
I
like
was
out of
like,
state, like dang, I know, where I couldn't just
you're
get back
leaving?
home, like, because even when I was in Greensboro, I would come home, maybe every other
Right.
weekend or whatever. I
Yeah.
could still just go down the street. That was just an hour and a
Yeah.
half. But now I'm out of state, so I can't just
That's
make
true.
it back in
I think
time.
the hilarious part, I see you more now that you're in California than when you moved to Missouri.
I Nobody came to visit except my parents like twice, and that was, yeah, no, and that's fair. I wouldn't
Look,
come.
California now, I'll at least come see her once a year. I'll be like, I'm coming your way.
Mhm.
I did not
But yeah,
visit Missouri.
you did not visit in Kansas City. Which I loved Kansas City, but man, girl, those
Look,
winters,
if
oh
I
my
was,
God, those winters ran
yeah,
me out of there. Those Midwest winters, I could
if
not
I
do it
wasn't
anymore.
traveling like I do now, I know if
Yeah,
I was who I am now, then
yeah.
I'd have been like, girl, I'll come up there this weekend. No problem.
Mhm.
But yeah, back then, yeah, if you said that was 16, yeah, I think during that time,
2017, 2018, because I've been out here in California since 2019.
that's right. That's when yeah, that's when I was first diagnosed with Crohn's disease. So yeah, I wouldn't have been traveling during that time.
Hmm.
That was a time where I wasn't really doing much. But you're right. Once you moved to California, things had changed a bit for me health
Hmm.
wise, and I was like, you know what, I'm going out there. So I remember doing that. So yeah, okay, the timeline is timelining.
The
I get it.
timeline, and yeah, and then
Yeah,
COVID briefly, so nobody was doing
over.
nothing, and then
Yeah,
I
that's
was
true.
still trying to make it a point, and I loved our little tradition when I was out of state and then coming back home for the
That's
holidays, whether it
right.
was Thanksgiving or
That's
Christmas. We would
right.
always make it a point to either go grab dinner and drinks or
Mhm.
whatever, and I
Yeah.
just love that tradition that another thing too, of just
Mhm.
keeping that continuity going.
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think this past December when we saw each
Mhm.
other for our annual drinks and kiki, uh, I realized, and we both talked about it, and I think the conversation was just different. It was more
Mhm.
so, not that our conversations aren't valuable because they
Mhm.
are, but I think the tone had shifted more so to, okay, what are we doing next together?
Mhm.
It wasn't
Mhm.
like a what you got going on, okay, like we normally do. Good, okay,
Mhm.
keep me updated. Have a
Yeah.
good time. See you next
Yeah.
time. It was more so like, oh no, what can we do together that
Mhm.
will make sense?
Mhm.
And I think that was amazing. And here we are.
And here we are,
Mhm.
February, making it
Yeah,
happen. And yeah, that
exactly.
conversation really did change a lot. Just asking for your advice on brand presence and social
Yes.
media presence and stuff, and building that up. Because again, I'm introverted for
Mhm.
sure. And so I don't really like putting myself out there. So again, I think
Yeah.
this is why it's so cool to do this in such a relaxed setting with somebody that I'm familiar with, and we just know each other's personalities. So it's easier to just talk and just be comfortable in this setting, if I were to just do it by myself and just talk about sports
Sure.
or whatever, kind of
Mhm.
brand type stuff. Like, I love this. Like, this is so cool. I'm excited for future episodes, and like I
Me
said, really getting
too.
into just like those true deep
Yeah.
conversations and stuff of, yeah,
Mhm.
like you said, you were naming some of the topics earlier and just diving in, hopefully bringing on some guests and folks to tell their
Yeah.
stories of certain things and just having
Exactly.
a good time, man. So
Mhm.
I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
as you can see, we get to talking and then an hour or something flies by. And we're just like,
Exactly.
girl, I don't even feel like it because you could
It
talk
doesn't.
forever,
I feel
man.
like we just got on the phone. Something I
Right.
want y'all to think about is your friends. Like,
Yeah.
what about them? Like, really
Mhm.
makes you think and go, oh man, that's my dog. Like, or
Yeah.
even that's my sister. Like, for somebody
Mhm.
to say, yo, I see you as like a sister of mine. And that's
Mhm.
true. I'm an only child, but I don't feel like I'm alone in the
Mhm.
world. I don't feel like that. I know if I'm going across country, there's somebody over there that is
Mhm.
literally like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pick you up from the airport," because she's
Mhm.
genuinely done that. Like I feel like my child is never looking like who. It's like, "Oh hey Nicole, okay,"
Mhm.
and that's a part of life, and that's how it should be. So I really would love for y'all to take away, if you take away anything, is life shouldn't be, it's serious, but you should be able to have somebody that doesn't make it as serious,
Mhm.
someone that you can just laugh with. You can talk about pretty much anything, and then you really have to think, do some friend inventory, some relationship
Mhm.
inventory, even when it comes down to your business or your career, anything that's going on, do that inventory. And if you don't like what you see, change it. You have the power to
Mhm.
change it. Like you,
Mhm.
we've
Seriously.
changed so many type of career paths. We've gone back to
Girl.
school.
Yes.
We're moving. We got stuff that we're doing. This
Mhm.
was a conversation last month.
Mhm. Mhm.
Last month. And something that I've got to give Nicole her flowers. We are yin and yang. That's very true. But Nicole is always about her business. If she says she's gonna do something, oh, she's gonna figure that shit out. And I love that about her. I'm the type, oh, I'm going to hype you all day. I'm going to take, if you want to do something, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, let's figure it out. Let's find the pieces. But Nicole
Mhm.
is going to like put it together. She's going to be like, okay, and now I got this, and this. Like, oh, yeah, it's going to happen. And here we are. So I say that to say, if it's something you want to do, really be serious about it. But you have to
Mhm.
go into business, podcast, whatever you're doing, with somebody who is serious and somebody that you can trust to make it happen. So we came together and we're making it happen. I agree with Nicole. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's any topics you want us to hit on in the future,
Mhm.
any drinks that you want us to try, because we're
Yes.
always sipping on something,
Let
let
us
us
know.
know. We'll have the official email like in the more description. And hopefully you all stay along for the ride. But this has been episode 1. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being an amazing co-host. I've enjoyed talking with you as per usual.
Per usual, ma'am. All right. We'll see everybody on the next episode.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.